Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn through the storms, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on.
Gospel.
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 What is gospel? Gospel relates to different people in different ways because they have different experiences. People sing gospel to stand as one, to get through tough times, express their faith, and connect with other people.
It's a freedom. There's a freedom in singing gospel music. Gospel means good news.
The message of gospel music is to spread God's love, is to spread the message of Jesus Christ, is to spread the message of hope.
Gospel music became our very own expression.
It made me feel closer to God.
Oh, he keeps doing great things for me. Oh, he keeps doing great things for me.
All around the world, there are millions of people that enjoy gospel for many different reasons. Grown out of a history of racism and segregation, gospel brought peace, joy, and community to African Americans. With the presence of slavery in North and South America in the 1700s and 1800s, gospel music found its roots. Although gospel music has evolved since its founding, it still plays a significant role in North Omaha today.
What you need to know about background for gospel music came from this. What you just heard, it was developed over time into what we hear today as traditional gospel or even hip-hop gospel.
After the Civil War, Jim Crow laws were created in the southern states to segregate whites and blacks. This included public places such as schools, buses, bathrooms, housing developments, and theaters. Even though whites and blacks were supposed to be given separate but equal facilities, whites were almost always given significant advantages. Blacks continued to use spiritual songs to cope with the racism and the lack of opportunity that they faced.
I really believe that it draws you to when you need to overcome a situation or just be encouraged to overcome a situation. Just listening to a really good gospel song will give you that encouragement that things are going to be better than what they are.
After World War I, African Americans began migrating north by the millions. In the north, blacks found many job opportunities that they have not been given in the south. As a result, African Americans began to grow their own businesses, neighborhoods, and their own music. At this time, North Omaha began to grow as a center of black culture. Through this great migration, the old spiritual songs began to develop into what we know today as gospel. Thomas A. Dorsey, known as the father of gospel, brought the influences of blues and jazz music to African American spirituals. Even though this change made many people uneasy, others embraced gospel as a more modern form of worship.
Gospel music did not exist. So during the time that he was doing all these blues, he got a revelation. And in listening to Tinley and Frazier do their hymns, he was inspired to change his music. Not the playing, just the words. And that's how gospel music began.
Salem Baptist Church and Faith Temple God in Christ took this new gospel sound and brought it to North Omaha.
Beginning in the late 1950s and lasting through the 1960s, the civil rights movement inspired many African Americans to stand up against segregation. Throughout the civil rights movement, music connected blacks and gave them the courage to use their voices.
Those songs were encouragement. Those songs became actually courage for some people. And to me, gospel music does not have a color at all. It's for the people. It's not about black. It's not about white.
Today, gospel music still serves as a way for people to express their faith and overcome struggles. Since the 1960s, gospel has expanded into genres such as hip-hop, pop, and R&B. Despite these changes, gospel still remains as a staple in the North Omaha community.
In North Omaha, gospel music serves as a source of strength for the people, connecting many of them to their roots. For all of Omaha, it spreads a message of hope and love. But for everything that gospel does to unite communities, it also reflects the spirit of each individual.
Passionate,
moving,
Empowering.
Cathartic.
inspiring, uplifting.
Gospel is free.
amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.